SS Gentleman, Dean Alejandro here, and I'm happy to finally announce the first giveaway of 2021. And of course, it's not going to be the last, but I wanted to go ahead and put this giveaway together with the letter B, since obviously we're going to be talking about binding. Before I dive into the topics of letter B, I do want to go ahead and let you know, if you are new here, I'm going to put the link below in the description, and it is going to also be a blog basically on my website that has every single topic and more, because obviously I can't cover every single topic on these videos, and it's going to have a little bit more of a description, maybe some examples, maybe some resources. So feel more than welcome. If you don't want to go ahead and watch this video, I will not be offended. You're more than welcome to go ahead and exit out of this and just check out the blog and the website directly. The goal with this is to really kind of open the door to people in the community and also allies and people not in the community. As you saw last week's video, I kind of got a little bit behind starting this off because life and seasonal depression, but I still wanted to go ahead and put this out here. The language is going to be a little bit different because one, language is really uncomfortable and it's different for everyone, and two, I kind of also want to be a little bit general because there are a lot of people on this platform now that are either partners or maybe they're cis or they don't really know, and they kind of want to start that open door and that topic of conversation for educating themselves, I guess. So I'm really just trying to put this out there for anyone that is interested. So yeah, that's my little, I guess, PSA. Other than that, I am not a medical doctor. I am not a professional. I am just talking based off my experience. Yeah, so there's a couple different topics for the letter B. Like I said, all of them are going to be on the website, but I wanted to cover a couple. So obviously I have binding, which I'm just going to go ahead and leave towards later so I can go ahead and get into the giveaway rules. But we have binary, bisexual, biphobia, bottom growth, bottom surgery, and then of course there's like birth control and a lot of other things. Now, as I've said and I just mentioned, this is going to vary per person. Not everyone's transition is the same. You don't need to be trans for these to be applicable to you. Everything's different. So just take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. And like I said, you're more than welcome to put comments, questions, witty comments, whatever you want below. And also check out the blog. So just diving into it, binary is a really good one to kind of talk about first, because in my opinion, it's not really well discussed and we don't really know anything about it. The best way I can describe binary is gender roles. It's basically what society has made us out to be. For example, if you're a guy, if you're a man, if you're a male, whatever, if you identify as a male, I'm not even going to get into toxic masculinity because that's really the first thing that came into my mind. But, you're supposed to be into sports. It's like those stereotypical type things from, society, the media, gender roles, family, whatever society has kind of placed on you. It's just those ideas specifically, and like polar opposites, and it kind of goes with boys can't be feminine, boys shouldn't paint their nails, or girls can't play sport, and it's just that complete divide. Now there are people in the transgender community that are, binary, and that kind of gets confused with stealth. And I feel like there's just not proper education and people don't really want to talk about it. I'm not going to really give my perspective of binary being good or bad, because in my opinion, gender roles shouldn't be gender roles. But yeah, so that's for binary. Bisexual and biphobia. This is another one that, like bisexual, obviously it's a sexual orientation. And lately it's kind of been getting a little flack as far as if you're bisexual, you aren't attracted to trans people. That's for pansexual people. So I don't want to really get into what they said, the he said, she said, because it just really, I think, divides people more. And we have to be open. Like, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but we really need to be open to understand that everyone's transition is different. Everyone's life is different. And that's okay. So bisexual is a sexual orientation to where you are attracted to two genders. If you're attracted to male and you are also attracted to females, basically that sums it up. Yeah. So biphobia, you can obviously kind of put two and two together with what that is, as far as a phobia means that it's an irrational fear, but which is really not kind of the same thing. So Biphobia is basically people that don't like bisexual people. They don't agree that someone can like two different genders. They don't think that that's a thing. Kind of just sum that up there. All right. Bottom growth and bottom surgery. I never realized really how in-depth all of these subjects really were until I decided that I'm going to try to talk about it on the camera, and it just is so vast. Every single topic is so vast. So like I said, please take this with a grain of salt, and I'll try to put as much information, at least educational resources, on the website. So if you don't know, if I don't know, and you want someone else to know, or we kind of want to figure it out, at least it can point you into the right direction. I'm 100% transparent with admitting that I don't know everything. Obviously, I just kind of am, putting it out there and using my platform. But I do not know everything. I am not a professional. I'm just speaking off my experience. If I had $1 for every time I've said that in the past year, I probably could quit my job and retire. Okay, so bottom growth and bottom surgery. Bottom growth is when a female assigned at birth, or a trans male, or really this can go for cis women too, but let's just kind of take it a step back. If you are someone who is taking testosterone, what can happen is your hormones basically can create bottom growth. What is that? Okay, well basically what it is there's this thing called your clitoris. I know many people don't know where it is or what it is, especially a lot of cis guys, but that's not what we're going to talk about. So basically what happens is the testosterone in your levels basically create bottom growth, which means your clitoris grows from like a little bean to like whatever. It really depends on the person, their genetics. It depends on so many different things. I'm going to go a little bit more. I hope I don't get this video like censored because of saying that, because like social media is super weird. I'm really going more into depth with that in the blog. Bottom surgery. Okay, bottom surgery is very vague. The goal of bottom surgery is to basically have, it's not the goal to have surgery on your genitals, but it's having surgery on your genitals to have the goal to have your body match your body. I mean, it's basically like getting surgery to feel like who you actually are, be in harmony, be at peace with your body, and essentially have your genitals match your gender identity. Now that also is taken with a grain of salt because there are transgender people that don't have surgery. There's a lot of transgender people that don't need surgery. There's a lot of transgender people that aren't taking hormones. Non-binary people also. So it really just depends on a lot of different aspects as we're kind of going through this. Okay, so I wanted to save binding for last, of course. Obviously, that's the big topic on this video because of the giveaway. So if you're new here, I do giveaways with GC2B. Shout out to GC2B because they've been awesome. I basically select a winner on here, and then I get a couple of information, like a couple details from you, whether you want a certain color, a half or full, and then whatever sizes. GC2B has been really great even throughout this whole pandemic. They, contact you directly. They send you it directly. They send you the tracking information, and they even offer like discreet packaging. Now, the cool thing about this is that it is available to those in the United States, and it's available to those all around the world. The little caveat is that if it is worldwide, you might have to pay like a custom tax or something, but GC2B is really good at letting you know. So shout out to GC2B for doing this. I'm going to be giving away 2 binders. Again, that's any size, half or full, whatever you want. And before I get into that, I guess I should explain what binding is for not everyone that knows. Binding is essentially when, let's say that you have language, breasts, you have a bigger chest, it doesn't match your gender identity. What it is, it's essentially wearing tight clothes to constrict and contour your chest. It's basically to perceive like you have a flat chest. There's tons of different ways to do it. A lot of them aren't safe, and a lot of them kind of have, I won't get into that. There's different ways you can do it. You can use ACE bandages. You can use KT tape. I do not recommend any of those. I've had terrible experiences. But basically, companies like GC2B create binders to help you do it safely as you can. Now, it is still restricting your breathing, so we obviously don't recommend doing it for a long time, and there's tons of different things. Like I said before, if you overbind or do other things, it can cause irreversible damage. I know people that have broken ribs. I know people that have had problems after surgery because they were binding too tight, and it just messed them up for a really long time. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the rules on the blog, on the website, because I really don't want to spend more time. I've already taken 10 minutes out of your day, but the rules are going to be really easy, whether you are out, whether you're not. And even if you're not transgender or non-binary, this is a really good opportunity to maybe someone who's struggling. You can send them the video, they can enter, or you can even enter for them. I'm really not that picky. I'm really not that strict. The goal is to really pay it forward and help people. And I'm just excited to really start this journey with you. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And oh yeah, the binder winners are going to be announced the last Thursday of this month. So I'm not leaving you hanging. Anyways, I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.